For me, science is my vocation. It's what I'm called to do. It's a response, if you like, to the mandate to engage with the world that God has created and to use our abilities to understand it and to enrich our appreciation of the creation, and also to build on our scientific knowledge to create technologies that help to make the world a better place. It's hard to know when my fascination, some people would say obsession with science, first began. When I was about 4 years old, just after I'd learnt to ride a bicycle, I had my bicycle upside down on the lawn and I was trying to understand how the chain and sprockets worked. And I got my finger caught between them, and the end of my finger was severed. And my father rushed me to Dorchester Hospital, and as you can see, a very clever surgeon put it back on, and it became completely restored. And I did learn about how chains and sprockets worked. And then 2 or 3 years after that, when I was at primary school, we had a sort of lesson where a guest teacher came in, and he wrote on the board H2O and explained that that was a description of a water molecule. And I was just so excited about that, and you can perhaps hear in my voice that I still remember how excited I was. It's really a sort of God-given method. It's, if you like, it's the toolbox that God gives us for understanding the world in which we live our embodied lives, and giving us the resources to create technologies that can be tools in our caring for people and loving people and living out the life of faith. There's an enormous number of ways in which science can be a resource for the church. It can be a resource for theological reflection as we learn more about the world that God has created. It can be a resource for healing, as advances in medicine, just at the moment in vaccination, help to save lives and to heal bodies. Well, it's going to be essential for addressing key issues like water security and food security. It's proving, digital technologies are proving a wonderful resource now at a time when church congregations are unable to meet physically. But of course, it's got to be the other way around as well, because as the technologies advance, the technologies of networking, of social media, of machine learning, of precision agriculture, of gene editing, and the list goes on and on and on. As those advance, so time and again, the voice of faith is needed to address the ethical issues that arise. The science and the technologies arising from it really are used to address the needs and to use them to promote human flourishing. All these things, I think, are creating an awareness in the church that God puts us in a material world and he gives us a mandate to engage with it. And science is a resource for doing just that. So I think there's a great appetite for this now. And I think there's never been a time when we could make a greater contribution to the life and work of the church than through enabling science to be used as a resource. And I would say there's never been a time when the voice of the church is more needed.